Hello everyone. Today I'll be taking a session on recursion and I'll talk about the implementation of recursion and the intuition behind this concept. Okay, so the basic definition of recursion is a function calling itself again and again. It is known as recursion. You might have already heard of this definition, but in this session I'll talk more about on the implementation and the how to approach a recursive solution and the basic things which we need to keep in mind before forming any recursive solution or a function. So first point is making the input smaller. What I mean by this is by each time we are making a new call, each time we are calling the same function again, we need to make the input smaller and our function should approach towards the base condition. We should form a solution in such a way that the calling of the function goes towards the base condition. What I mean by base condition is the point at which our function will terminate. We need to end our function at a certain moment of time, right? So we need to go towards the base condition. Each time the function is being called again, the input should become smaller and it should approach towards the base condition. Base condition is the smallest valid input. Before forming a recursive solution, this is a very important point to visualize that what will be the smallest valid input that will be happen in our case. Okay, second point is forming a decision space. What I mean by this is sometimes we need to make some choices and it is not necessary that we need to only call a function only once in our recursive function. We may need to call more than one time the same function based on some conditions or some decisions we need to take. So forming a decision space that if this will happen then our n will change like this and else our n will change like this. That is also a very important concept. Third one is drawing a recursion tree. We should also be able to visualize that how our input gonna change and how the function flow will go on. Okay, so this is also a very important concept. I'll discuss these 3 points with respect to example printing n natural numbers using recursion. Okay, for example, we are given is input n and we have to print n natural numbers from n to 1 or 1 to n, anything. Okay, first we'll discuss from printing n to 1. So first point is making the input smaller. Now in this case is that printing n natural numbers from n to 1, what will be the smallest valid input we can think of? I'm talking about natural numbers, right? Natural numbers start from 1 and it goes to infinity. So what is the smallest valid input? That is 1. We cannot write 0 because 0 natural numbers are it is meaningless. Okay, so the smallest valid input is 0 or 1, sorry. So 0 will be invalid. So for example, I am defining a function solve which will accept n and it will print natural numbers from n to 1. Okay, I am defining the function that solve of n will print all natural numbers from n to 1, right? So we need to keep this definition in mind till we write our recursive solution fully. Okay, so we should not forget the definition that solve of n will print n natural numbers from n to 1. So I am defining the function I am writing here. I'm defining a function solve of n which will print all natural numbers from n to 1. So let's talk about solve of 5. What solve of 5 will do? It will print 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now it will not go to 0. Our function will we need to end this function at this moment. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to think of the smallest valid input. What is the smallest valid input? Here is 1. We don't need to go beyond this. We need to end our function at this place in our function. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to define a function solve of 5. It will print all n natural numbers from 5 to 1. What solve of 4 will do? It will print all natural numbers from 4 to 1. What solve of 3 will do? It will print all natural numbers from 3 to 1. But talking about solve of 0, what solve of 0 will do, it should do nothing. So we need not to print anything if solve accepts 0 as a parameter. So how I will write a function, I'll show you step by step. Okay, now let's talk about solve. I'm writing a function void of solve and int n. It will accept n as a parameter and it will print all n natural numbers from n to 1. Okay, first of all, in our recursive function we will write the base condition. In any recursive function, the first step is writing a base condition that it should not work on an invalid input. So as it accepts an invalid input, our function should terminate and it should not run on that particular case. So what will be the invalid input in our case? It is 0. Whenever n becomes 0, we need not to run the function on n equals to 0. So we will write the base condition that if n equals to 0, we need not to do anything and we will return. Okay, if n is not 0, if n is anything else, for example from n to 1, then what we need to do, first of all we should realize that actually recursion works like magic. So we should write the code only for a particular case, that for example we are accepting a solve of 5. So I will print 5 and I will call a solve of 4. What I mean by that is that as I accept 5, then I know that solve of 5 will print all n natural numbers from 5 to 1. Then I'll print 5. What I will do, I will print 5. What is 5? Actually it is n, and I will call solve of n minus 1. Okay, we need to realize here that I am accepting 5, I am printing 5 and I am calling solve of 4. So I needed to print all n natural numbers from n to 1. I am printing n and now I am calling solve of n minus 1. So I am printing, after printing n, now solve will do rest of the work. It will print all natural numbers from n minus 1 to 1. Okay, this must be clear to you, I think so. Okay, so now I'll show you how it works. Okay, int main, if I will call solve of 5, okay, wait a second. If I am calling solve of 5, we can see the output very clearly here, 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, so it is printing all n natural numbers from 5 to 1. Now we should here is a point to note that it is printing from n to 1. What if I say that I want to print natural numbers from 1 to n? So here we should see that after printing n, I am calling solve of 4. So after calling n, after if I change this line, or if I replace this line after the solve of n minus 1, now what will be the output? We can observe it very clearly from this, that it is now printing 1 to 5. What it is doing is, see, the very basic, the very important step in recursion is we need to develop that skill to find out from where our function has been called. Okay, for example solve of 5, then from where it has been called. For example, I am calling here solve of 5, so from where solve of 5 has been called? From int main. But when I talk about solve of 4, when n will accept 5, it is not 0, it will call solve of 4. Now solve of 4 has been called from the function solve of 5, not int of main. So after doing the work, the function always returns to the point from where it has been called. Okay, so when I have written cout n before solve of n minus 1, then actually it is printing n before calling solve of n minus 1. So it is printing n 5 and it is calling solve of 4. But if I have written solve of n minus 1 before cout n, what it will do? First it will call solve of 4, and after solve of 4 has completed its work, it will print n. So when I have called from 5, it is calling solve of 4. Now solve of 4 is also not doing anything, it is calling solve of 3. Similarly, when solve of n will become solve of 0, it will do nothing and it will return to solve of 1. Now solve of 1 has done its work, now it will print 1. Okay, I will repeat this. When n accepts 5 first from main, it calls solve of 4. Solve of 4, again solve has been called, it is also not 0, it will call solve of 3. Similarly, when solve of n will become solve of 0, now it is 0, now it is returning. Now where it will return? It will return to solve of 1 because it has been called from solve of 1. Now solve of 1 has done its work. Now it will print c out of n. What is n currently? It is 1. Okay, so after this solve of 1, now solve of 1 has completed its work. Now where solve of 1 will return? To solve of 2. Now solve of 2 has completed its work. Now it will print c out n. What is n? 2. Similarly, it will return to the highest hierarchy which has been called. What is it has been called? Solve of 4. Now after solve of 4, it will return to solve of 5. It will print 5, and after 5 nothing is written here and all the recursion calls has been completed. Now it will return to main where solver from where solver 5 has been called. So recursion actually works in a hierarchical manner, that it always returns to the point from where it has been called. We should keep in mind, because it always helps in all the basic algorithms like depth first search, or we need to point out, we need to actually observe and feel that recursion. Actually recursion is a feeling which we should develop from inside. Okay, so the basic recursion is over. Now I'll move towards the importance of recursion. Okay, so next point is why recursion and what is its importance in competitive programming. So where recursion can be applied? Okay, we may get problems based on data structures like arrays, strings, trees or graphs, which may involve recursion. And actually there are a lot of problems which are possible through recursion. Okay, second one is algorithm paradigms like dynamic programming, backtracking and divide and conquer. These three are actually the sub algorithms totally based on recursion. And dynamic programming is actually a recursion, optimization of recursion using memorization. Okay, so dynamic programming is nothing. If we can't actually visualize dynamic programming without being able to visualize recursion, so we need to master recursion first before dynamic programming or graph like topics. Okay, second one is backtracking. What is backtracking? I have already talked about returning of function. Okay, function returns to the point from where it has been called initially. So backtracking is actually tracing a path, and whenever we find that now this input is no longer valid or no longer necessary for us, we return to the point from where it has been called and we continue the next path. So backtracking is completely based on recursion. Third one is dividing and conquering. It is also a very important concept in competitive programming, that we are dividing a very larger picture, we are a larger problem into sub problems of a smaller size, and we are solving the smaller problems and then combining the results to form the final result. So it is divide and conquer. That is also based on recursion. Okay, like we did in printing and natural numbers, we actually printed just a single number and rest all work had been done by solve function. We need not to bother about printing all natural numbers, we need to bother about just printing a number. Okay, rest all work has been already done. So there also we are actually breaking the work into small pieces, and the rest the recursion will handle. Okay, third one is some data structures and algorithms completely based on recursion. First one is segment trees. Okay, all the functions of segment trees are totally based on recursion, and we need to visualize recursion first before visualizing these data structures. Second one is depth first traversal. It is a very important algorithm which is used to apply on graphs, trees or sometimes a matrix, and it is also a recursive solution. Okay, third one is used in DSU implementation. Okay, and in DSU also there are find function and many functions which involves recursion. And besides this, many problems are asked in coding contest and interviews based on recursion. Okay, so we always get a problem based on recursion in any interview, in any interview it has been. And as I already said, that dynamic programming is also a recursive uh, means concept, is also based on recursive concept. So actually we memorize the recursion, because actually what we need to also note a point, that whenever we are solving a function, we are solving a problem, we are actually solving many sub problems inside it. For example, we have printed n natural numbers using recursion, so we have called solve of n. It solve of n is actually calling solve of n minus 1, solve of n minus 2 and so on. So actually we have also solved lot of other problems in the larger problem. So what we do in dynamic programming is that we memorize all those results we obtain from recursive calls, and we use them later when needed in our program. So it is also actually dynamic programming, which is memorization of recursion. Okay, leaving aside all this, learning to form recursive solutions and then memorizing the same to form a dynamic programming solution will enhance your thinking and problem solving abilities. Okay, recursion is a very very important concept, and everyone is not focuses so much on recursion, but recursion is must for coding interviews and solving contest problems. Okay, recursion also gives you a new thought process and new way of thinking. That's all for recursion. Rest all we'll discuss in the syllabus, and we'll continue when we'll start our syllabus. Thank you so much.